Good morning, everybody. It's Barb Katie here. Happy Monday to you. It's a whole new week stretching out in front of us. And as Mondays sometimes do, this one has started out a little bit challenging. Uh, I'm reminded of a line from a poem by Robert Burns this morning that we all read in high school. It might have been one that you all read as well. Uh, and the line I'm thinking of is the best laid plans of mice and men gang after Goliath. And I think that that's what today is. I had plans, and the universe had other plans. Guess who won? Right, the universe won. So I had to readjust. And as I was doing that early this morning, I got to thinking about how often that's the way life goes. We make all these wonderful, wonderful plans, and life intervenes. And so we adjust. As Rick said last week, we adapt. And I guess I'm maybe building on that because it is our flexibility and our adaptability that allows us to continue forward in our journeys. And it's so critical. I was thinking along those lines this morning as I was coping and readjusting and realigning things and wondering if I was going to be able to get here in time to talk with all of you. And what I would do if I didn't, would I call Rick? Would I ask him to intercede? Would I post a message on Facebook saying, I'll be there, but I'll be a little bit late? Or what exactly would I do? Because I had choices. And all of us have choices all the time. And what we need to do is recognize that simple fact that we have choices. One of the things that I find myself doing very, very often is complicating my choices. I don't know about you, but if there's a harder way to do it, it seems like sometimes that's where my mind wants to go, to the hardest way possible to get the job done, instead of simplifying. Again, as I say that out loud, I'm thinking of the old axiom, KISS, keep it simple. This is not hard. It is not rocket science. It is just doing the things that will help you accomplish what you need to accomplish in any given moment in time. Learn what you need to learn. Let go of what you need to let go. Keep it simple. Don't try to complicate it. And that let me think a little bit, well, if I'm keeping it simple and I want to be smart about what I'm doing and not waste a lot of energy in the process, maybe I need to reflect on what smart means to many of us here in TOPS. We use the SMART anagram to represent specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely goals. And in TOPS, we do tend to be goal-oriented in that we're on a journey to good health. And sometimes we make that journey much more complicated than it needs to be, rather than relaxing and enjoying the journey and enjoying the process, enjoying the steps that we're going to be making, maybe even going down different trails to get to where we ultimately want to be. I don't know if you've ever gone on a vacation before where you had a little bit of flexibility and freedom and you were not absolutely fixated on getting to a certain place at a certain time, that you could just relax and enjoy the trip. Some of those have been the most fun vacations I've ever taken, where We're off to nowhere, and the two of us, and we're going to have a good time wherever our feet take us. Um, we kept it really simple. If something caught our eye and we wanted to see it, and was it within a 50-mile radius, off we went to tour and enjoy. Um, that's a very relaxing way to pursue your life sometimes, is just to let the wind take you where the wind wants to go. It's also a simple way of seeing a lot of interesting things that you might have missed along the way if you were fixated and focused on a particular destination at a particular time. And all of us know we have commitments, we have obligations, we have timelines that have to be met. All those things are a part of our everyday life, but not everything all the time in every area. And even if we are planning our very best to make a commitment, sometimes things just go awry and they don't work out the way we thought they would, and we adapt. Life doesn't end, it goes on. So, as I was thinking about that, I thought about some of the posts this week, especially over the weekend, about our weight loss journey and how bummed out some of us get when things don't work out, no matter how hard we are trying. They just don't seem to be going the way that we think they should, as fast as they should, or in the direction that we want them to go. It's hard not to get discouraged, isn't it? You know, when things go like that, you think, what's the use? Why bother? Why am I doing this? Well, because you believe in you. And we believe in each other. And we know we can figure this out and we can do what we need to do to get us to where we want to go. And that's where Simplify really kept resonating in my brain. Just, okay, something happened. It didn't work out. Take a deep breath. Relax. Clear your mind of your preconceived notions of how it should be. It is what it is right now, in this time, and in this space. This is the reality of the moment. Now, what am I going to do to move forward to where I want to go? To enjoy this time and make it productive, even if it didn't work out exactly the way that I wanted it to. Over the weekend, I did something that I don't often do. I don't know about you, but occasionally I have a stack of to-do things. They aren't critical to the world revolving. They will not cause the world to end if they don't get done. But they're things that I want to do. Things that probably need doing around the house, or I'd like to do around the house or in the neighborhood or at work or whatever. But they're these things. And every day when I make a list of things I need to accomplish that day, excuse me, I need some water. We've got a new allergy season coming in. Anyway, those things tend to go down on my priority list to the bottom. And I think to myself, I'm never going to get to that. Well, yeah, I can if I move it up to the top of the list and I keep it there. And very often, these are things that don't take a lot of time to do. They just need some thought, some preparation, and a specific amount of time set for them. Well, that's where I was this weekend. I had these several little projects that had been sort of sitting on the sidelines, glowing, that needing doing. And they were things that really, in the broad scheme of life, didn't mean a diddly darn. One was to redo the wreath on the front porch. Will the world stop if that doesn't get done? No. But does it need to get done? Yes, because the robins built a nest in it and it needs to be cleaned up and refreshed now that the eggs are hatched and the babies are gone. So that was one thing that needed done. The plant that my children have always called the killer philodendron needed to be repotted because the vines were now up over and around the window, 2 pictures, and going down the side of the wall in the guest bathroom. That philodendron has been with me since I was a teenager. It was a plant my grandmother brought, well, my great grandmother actually brought to the New World with her when her family immigrated from Wales. And it was in a Toby mug. And I somehow was lucky enough to inherit it. It's been repotted a few times back into the Toby mug, but there's a little bit of Welsh soil left in that Toby mug, and that plant loves growing, and it's always done really well, but it needed replanted. It certainly needed to be hacked back a good bit because it looked like it was going to grab you when you went into the bathroom. So that needed to be done. I had similar projects like that outside that needed to be taken care of. So what I decided to do was make a series of SMART goals. I usually think of SMART goals as something I'm going to continue for a period of time, but there is no arbitrary period of time for a SMART goal. It can actually be something that you say, this is going to take 2 hours, I'm going to get it done. So that's what I did. I had this series of little SMART goals for the weekend. I got through every single one of them. It was amazing. And how I did it was so simple. And I wondered why I made it so complicated and kept putting it off. Because every single time I completed one of these little projects, I smiled more. It was just the best feeling. When the wreath was redone and rehung, I just smiled and looked happy. The front of the house looked happy. When I tamed the philodendron, it looked healthy, and the bathroom looked much brighter because it wasn't blocking most of the window. It was just amazing. And so it went with every little thing. And so that led me to think about how my weight loss journey is. Rather than trying to correct everything all at once, what little things can I accomplish that will help me in my ultimate journey right now, so that I'll feel like I am regaining and reestablishing control of my plan of action to get me ultimately to where I want to go. And so after I completed those few little goals, I set some little goals for myself to get me ready for this week. One of them was reevaluate your cupboards. And so I have a pantry. I went out into the pantry, and oh my goodness, some really disastrous things had suddenly appeared in that pantry. I don't know who put them in there. I'm the only one that really shops here. Did I do that in my sleep? Did I put these sabotaging choices in my pantry for me to be tempted by? I can't say I put them in there for the grandkids because they seem to disappear before the grandkids get here sometimes, and I have to go buy more. So I went through the pantry, and I took a garbage bag, and I began putting things into the garbage bag that I know are tempters for me and get in the way of the progress I want to make, because very often I will choose them instead of something else. So I got that out of the way, and then I did an assessment, and I said, okay, how do I need to re-establish the contents of this pantry? And I know how to cook. Most of you know how to cook. I know how to plan a meal. Most of you know how to plan a meal. It's all in making sure you have the stuff on hand to do what you need to do. Well, that led me to the refrigerator. And I went through the refrigerator in exactly the same way. Uh, it was in better shape because gardens are coming in here, and I had a lot of fresh produce uh, on hand in the refrigerator. By the way, if you want cucumbers, please stop by my house. I'll be happy to give you all you want. I don't think I can do too many more unusual things with cucumbers, but if you have a recipe for something that isn't pickled, uh, let me know. I did try a wonderful cucumber soup, by the way, that turned out quite well and was very refreshing. But anyway, the refrigerator was in basically better shape, and so was the freezer. You know, I had some frozen chicken breast and uh, that I had gotten on sale at the store. I'm sure you all do the same thing. When something's on sale, you'll buy more and put it up in serving size portions that you can fix either for yourself or for your family. So that was good. I did, though, notice that there were a few things in there that really needed to leave my house. Um, I don't know who brought the ice cream in, but shame on them. They shouldn't have done that. That's not helpful because I have very little self respect in the late in the evening when I'm tired and I open the freezer and there the ice cream is. That's not helpful to me. So out it went. So at any rate, I did that. I still had time. I had accomplished all these SMART goals to set myself up. And so I thought, okay, what am I going to do now? Well, I got out my planner, and I'm not really normally one that plans every meal every day. I tend to eat pretty much the same breakfast every day, pretty much the same lunch every day, and then dinner is the meal that I really plan. That's it just simplifies my life. And again, that word again, simplify, keep it simple, resonated in my head again. So I looked at what I normally eat for breakfast. Uh, that seemed to be pretty much on target because my general breakfast is yogurt and some fresh fruit. Um, and that's usually about it, is yogurt and fresh fruit. That gives me some energy, gives me some protein, it gets me going. Um, I do drink a lot less coffee than I used to, but I still enjoy a cup of coffee, especially at breakfast. Lunch is almost always some type of a mixed salad. Uh, Not necessarily lettuce based, but a dark green leafy vegetable of some kind with some other vegetables, often a little bit of fruit, and almost always nuts. Um, and I tend to not like uh, a lot of dressing on my salads anymore. I tend to go more with vinegar, and I love good vinegar. Uh, so that's breakfast and lunch, and then dinner is uh, basically where I enjoy a larger serving of protein at one time. You may not. You may not need it. You may want it spaced out more through the day. But the beauty of Tops is we can find the path that works best for us. And again, some vegetables. Uh, I tend to use fruit throughout the day because I love fruit and I keep it sitting out. So it's a reminder that you get 5 servings of fruit a day, Barb. Don't shortchange yourself. So that serves me well. So I set myself up for success in a very simple way and actually made a plan for this week for my dinner plans so that I didn't look up at the clock and say, oh, it's 4 o'clock. I didn't get anything out of the freezer. What am I going to do? Am I just going to grab something that probably isn't the best choice, or am I going to try to thaw out this rock of protein? So anyway, I felt really good about that, and I'm lined up for this week. We'll see how it goes. Um, I'm confident it's going to be much more relaxing because I have a plan in place. And if you have plans, and you work your plan, and life doesn't interfere and get in the way as it sometimes does, you've certainly quadrupled at least your chances for success. And even if there's a ringer thrown into the works, there's always a greater possibility if plans were there that you can adapt your plan and you can be flexible and make the changes that need to be made in a way that doesn't derail you, where you don't just say, I'm just giving up, this is too hard. I do really think, after going through this weekend, that setting a series of SMART goals that you can accomplish in a relatively short period of time is so uplifting and so empowering, especially if you've been running up against frustration and unexpected obstacles. It gives you such a lift of spirit to say, got that done, checking them off the list, making changes if things come up, because changes are just a part of life. Things happen. Stuff intervenes. Just like this morning, I had everything laid out for today, and it all changed. But it's still all good. It was easy because I had flexible plans in place. And here's, I think, the definer: flexible plans. Plans that could be changed without a sense of frustration or a sense of defeat, but plans that were designed to add into the equation the ability to adapt as needed. That's my message from the weekend: is do what you can, do your best, but be adaptable in the process. I'm sort of, I guess, still echoing Rick's words on the importance of adaptability in the journey and not being so rigid that you beat up on yourself when things don't go exactly the way you thought they should. I look back through the years and I have actually derailed myself from time to time by that kind of negative thinking, where I put the procedure at a higher level than the purpose. And the purpose should always have top priority. My purpose is to live a long, happy, active, healthy life and do the best I can every single day in that journey of a lifetime. This is a one-time shot, this thing called life. I want to continue it as long as I possibly can, with as much joy and an enthusiasm as I possibly can. So I'm going to work really hard at keeping it simple. I'm going to work really hard at staying flexible, which is really important at whatever age you are. I'm going to work really hard at living my best life with happiness and with joy. And I hope you will want to join me in this journey as we go through life together, and that we have a really great time even when stuff doesn't go the way we had planned it. Because sometimes the change is even better than what we imagined at the beginning of the trip. You have a great day. I will talk to you later. I'm going to head out now, hopefully, for my TOPS chapter, unless life has other plans. Bye-bye for then.